Good morning, fourth graders. By now you should have written your goal. If you didn't, do that quietly right now. Today we're taking a look at lesson 2.7, the addition of multi-digit numbers. We're going to actually learn two different ways of adding, and by the end of today you can choose which one works best for you. To get started, we're going to practice our sixes song to warm up our brain. We need 3 volunteers to give this a try. First, we have some more warm-up problems. These are our mental math problems. So right now, I'm going to say the problem, and you say the sum or the answer. 50 plus 50 equals 300 plus 300 equals 400 plus 100 equals, and 2,000 plus 6,000 equals. Let's try some level 2 warm-up problems. Take a minute to think about it, and then we'll do the I'll say the problem, you say the sum. 60 plus 70 equals 200 plus 700 equals 3,000 plus 8,000 equals 70,000 plus 30,000 equals. Anytime we solve a larger math problem, either addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, we need to make a ballpark estimate. So let's say, for example, that I was going to be adding 44 plus 87. I'm going to first estimate what the answer should be by rounding 44 to the closest multiple of 10. 44 is closest to 40. 87 is closest to 90. In a snap, I can add 40 plus 90 to equal 130. So next to my problem, I'm going to draw a bullet point or a target, and I'm going to write the number 130. Then I would add this problem for real to get my answer of 131, and it's really close to 130. So since it's so close, I'll draw the arrow and have it hit the target. So every time you are solving an addition problem, what are you going to do first? Turn and tell your neighbor. We're going to take a look at 2 different ways of adding. The first one on the left is called the partial sums addition. This is one of the ways you learned how to add last year. Let's review it. In the partial sums, you would write down the 2 numbers you're adding. So for example, we have 248 plus 187. You're going to add the hundreds. So we go down the hundreds column, we have 200 plus 100, write the answer. Then we add the tens. 40 plus 80 equals 120. Then we add the ones. 8 plus 7 is 15. Then we add up all the partial sums. That's why it's called partial sums addition. 300 plus 120 plus 15 gives us 435. During some of our math work today, you'll be using that type of addition. That's found on page 10 of your reference book. The other time, you're going to use something called the column addition, traditional or mom and dad way. Let's take a similar problem of 248 plus 137. In this way, you start over in the ones column. So we add down the ones first. 8 plus 7 equals 15. In the number 15, the 5 is in the ones, so we'll keep it in the ones, and we carry the 1 to the 10. Then we're going to go down the tens column. We have 1 10, 4 tens, 3 tens. 1 plus 4 plus 3 equals 8. And then we're going to go down the hundreds column. So we have 200s, 100s equals 3. That's how we could get 385. Let's practice on your whiteboard some of the partial sums. Remember, first we need to create our target to get our ballpark estimate. 46 is really close to 50. 56 is closest to the multiple of 10 of 60. When we add those together, it's going to be 110. So 110 is our estimate. If we solve this the partial sums way, we're going to add the tens first. So we have 40 plus 50 is 90. Then we add the ones. 6 plus 6 is 12. Now we're going to add mentally 90 plus 12 to equal 102. 102 is indeed very close to 110, so we draw our arrow that we hit the bullseye. On your own right now, you need to resolve 46 plus 56, 23 plus 77, and if you get to it, you may do 144 plus 62. Go ahead and give that a try. Now we're going to try solving those same problems using the traditional or column addition. It's also known as the mom and dad way. Watch as I solve the first problem. I've already done the estimates down on the bottom copy it from the previous page. In this one we start with the ones. 6 plus 6 is 12. So the 2 stays, the 1 goes next door. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 5 is 10. Our answer is 102. This is indeed close to 110, so we're going to draw our arrow to have it hit the bullseye. Go ahead and complete that problem plus the next two on your own on your board. If it is close to your estimate, have your arrow hit the bullseye to show this. Today during math class, you're going to be trying out those two different ways of doing the math. The partial sums page is the page 42. So again, you have 6 problems to do, and they give you a spot to write your ballpark estimate. When you get to this page, make sure you read the directions closely. It tells you which problems you must do partial sums on and which ones you can do a method of your choosing. Try this as your challenge problem. And then the next page, you're doing 6 problems again, but this time you're using the columns addition. So that's the second way we showed you. Again, solve the problems, and your ballpark estimates go below. Just to explain the try this a little bit, it says name 4 4-digit numbers whose sum is 15,706. So that means you're going to have a 4-digit number here, a 4-digit number right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 with a comma, a 4-digit number here, and a 4-digit number here. And your goal is to have all 4 of those numbers add up to the sum of 15,706. Here's the math boxes that you already should have started this morning and you will finish today during class. And finally, your learning journey we're going to change just a little bit. So your date should be up at the top, 10-, and you'll write today's date. Here's the lesson we're on, and today's learning target, adding multi-digit whole numbers. So Math Journal page 42 using partial sums, then page 43 using column addition. Now the game is listed as next, but you need to have your math boxes done first and then go on to the game. So we'll just put an arrow down here. If you forget this, your teacher will give you a reminder. Then if you finish, you may go to activity B or C. The blend space is ready to go. So are those math masters, and again, blend space is ready to go.